in an IGN interview where he says that will be the most important shooter ever released and will shape the entire future of the games industry. I have not been as emotionally moved on this level by a project since Multiverses. What's up guys, we're back with another video, and today we're going to be discussing maybe, as some people would put it, the most important shooter possibly ever in video game history. And what's that shooter, you might be asking? It's none other than Highguard. So if you haven't heard about Highguard, let's look at this official Steam page first to really get an understanding of what it really is. So, from the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall, two highly regarded titles. People have been asking for Titanfall 3 forever now, and it was actually teased at the Game Awards. Here, let me show you exactly what it was. From the makers of Apex Legends and Titanfall, and this is what they show us. We thought we were going to get Titanfall 3, but no, it was this, and it was a huge disappointment, right? That was the big thing. Before we get into the little controversy, let's see exactly what the game is even about, because it's kind of hard to tell. It kind of just looks like Apex Legends, but according to some user analysis on the game, it's a raid shooter, so kind of like an Arc Raiders, more of an Apex Legends environment or scenario. And they said that after analyzing the gameplay, it's kind of like the mechanic or the mechanism of Rust, where you raid bases in Rust, but instead in this game it's called the Shield Breaker, which is the objective that everybody will be fighting over inside of these bubble shielded bases. So they've basically used this Rust mechanism and turned it into a round-based extraction shooter, and that's basically the gist after they tried deciphering the game trailer. Now what's the issue with this is that this trailer came out. When were the Game Awards? Let's see exactly when they were. December 11th, 2025. So that was what, a month and a half ago, about, give or take. So that means it's been a month and a half. The game comes out January 26th. It comes out this Monday in 3 days. And we haven't had any more news, nothing. We've had no word of this game at all. Except until Geoff Keighley says, just 4 days. Geoff Keighley, by the way, who is the owner or CEO or whatever of the Video Game Awards. He says just 4 days until the launch of Play Highguard on Monday on Steam and consoles. And this is the only word we've gotten so far ever since the original announcement. And he talks about it more in an IGN interview, where he says that Highguard will be the most important shooter ever released and will shape the entire future of the games industry. I have not been as emotionally moved on this level by a project since Multiverses. So there's a few things wrong with this sentence, right? First of all, let's just get the elephant out of the room. Multiverses? Really? That game was alright in the beta or the alpha, whatever it was, but it was an absolute flop. So I don't know why we're even comparing it to this garbage. But then he also says it's going to shape the entire future of the game industries, or the games industry. And if that doesn't sound like the biggest hope, I think I just have to bet that Geoff Keighley probably is one of the initial investors or has some kind of ulterior motives and some kind of involvement in Highguard, because first of all, it looks like absolute slop. It almost looks like Realm Royale if you have ever seen that game. It was basically off-brand for. Okay, maybe it doesn't look as bad as this, but yeah, I don't know. Something's a little fishy here, especially that we haven't gotten any news. But yeah, this is the Twitter post that initiated my curiosity into this occurrence. Highguard has had one of the strangest marketing campaigns for a game that I've ever seen. It ended the Game Awards with its reveal trailer, zero marketing, launches in 3 days, which is true. No reviews, no more trailers, nothing. The entire marketing budget went into their trailer, into the Game Awards, and called it a show. Let's see, now I'm curious. Who is the development studio behind Wildlight Entertainment? So Their biggest IP is Call of Duty, Titanfall, Apex Legend. What was the last game they created? So this is actually Highguard's first game that they're actually releasing, because it was just founded in 2023. So let's see, how long has Highguard been in development? 4 years, so basically that is foundation. And it includes 61 former Respawn Entertainment, which is Apex Legend, and also Titanfall. So I'm thinking, this is funny, it shows the suggested here is Concord. I'm thinking this is going to be another Concord. That's what a lot of people are thinking. But I guess we'll see. But in the meantime, I guess we can move on with other events, which is this. So it was reported that a Quebec lottery winner chose $1,000 per week for life instead of a $1 million lump sum. So instead of receiving the $1 million immediately, this lady chose 1,000, which, first of all, doesn't make much sense regarding the lady's age. She looks maybe 50s, but most likely 60s, even 70s maybe. You don't have much time for that. That's gonna be what? I don't even want to calculate how little money that would be. But besides even just her age, this guy is spitting a big criminal that the lottery is allowed to let her do something so financially illiterate. Which is true, because if you guys don't know, Quebec is in Canada, right? That's where I'm from. And there's no taxings on lottery in Canada, meaning that if she took the 1 million, it would not be taxed. So it doesn't really make sense for the 1,000 per week for life, because that's maybe, I guess, this still doesn't really make sense, but that would be the reason why, I suppose. But another theory could be that depending on, since you get $1 million, you might be put into a different tax bracket because of that, even though you wouldn't be taxed on the initial winnings. But since you'd be put in a different tax bracket, it would mean you'd be getting taxed more interest on your income. So that's what some are speculating. But I don't know. I feel like if you took the 1 million and you just put it in like a safe 3 to 5%, whatever those accounts are called, it'd be a little smarter than just this. So next we have this little post that I saw on Twitter, which really did blow my mind. So this guy revealed that he made $47,000, 678 dollars in the past month. And how did he do that? He uploads AI factory videos and he gets a crazy amount of views. I think this is YouTube. I'm not sure. I think it's just a lot of extensions or something, but look at this, 5 million views, 3 million, half a mil. Let's just see, because these are 22-minute videos around. Let's see exactly. So this is his channel here. 17K subscribers only, which is a little... Okay, so all of a sudden, his views have dropped within the past few months, and this is actually an old screenshot. Who knows if this is even that guy? Might just be engagement farming on Twitter. But yeah, he doesn't actually get many views, maybe just something like this. Yeah, it just has to be either old people or children accidentally clicking it, and or not even accidentally, just clicking it and thinking it's real. Because there's no other explanation, really. It's not even interesting, it's not engaging. I don't see where you would even get the dopamine. I'm curious as to what the watch time would be on this, how long they actually stay on it before they click off. But AI, nice. A lot of non-English speakers also. So, fake, okay. I guess it's not all that interesting, actually. But let's move on with the final thing that I wanted to show. So Kai Cenat, right? We've seen him a lot in the news recently with his brand Vivette, him carrying his journal everywhere. well, we finally got some of his debut collection. He has released it, and this is it here. And so, it's actually Kai Cenat who's modeling in these ones at least. So we have him here, here, and here. But wait a minute, who is that? That's not Kai Cenat. But it kind of looks like him, doesn't it? Because that's actually P. Diddy. And that's the real one. So people are actually starting to ask questions now. With these newly released photos, Kai Cenat looks a little different recently. Is this really him? They have very similar facial structures, and this is a photo of P. Diddy when he was younger, and they do look very alike, so I'm not one to promote any conspiracy theories, but this one's a little insane. And now he's getting into fashion, into the upper echelon of the world too, you know? I don't know, but that's really all I have to share today. I think this video was a lot more structured around a main idea and then some other little topics. And actually, well, let me know if you guys like it like that instead. But anyways, comment, like, subscribe. I'll be uploading a video tomorrow, maybe even 2 videos tomorrow. I don't know if I feel like it, like today. But yeah, I'll see you guys.